Hey, back in the Think Box. First things first, welcome to another episode of Don't Train the Dogs. How's everybody doing today? Hope everyone's having a great day today. Hope everyone's doing well in school if you are in school. Hope everybody's doing great what they do, whether it's, music, film, whatever it is, just before I get to what I want to talk about, I just want to just let y'all know that if there's something that you want to do, just go for it. You know what I mean? Always remember that. Always remember to believe in yourself. Always believe in yourself no matter what, all right? And with that being said, just keep your head up high, keep going, keep vibing, and just do your thing and make sure you always talk to the Lord himself, because just know he's always listening. Just know that he's always going to be here for you regardless, all right? So just read the Bible, keep on journaling, and just talk with him, you know what I mean? If you need any assistance or anything, you know what I mean? Talk to him, talk to your friends, Bible study, it doesn't matter. Just have that ability to go on through your life knowing that he's there for you. With that being said, let's get on to it. So yeah, it's really just story time. You know what I mean? Gymmie Neutron part 4 at that. This is the time I went to the Mecca, I would call it, or RVA Iron Gym. And this was back in July of 2025, right? So, around the time, I just got back home. Well, I just got home, because my fam, they moved up there a little bit. So I was just, wanting to go find a gym, and on top of that, I was trying to find a job at the same time, So with that being said, I caught the gym, RVA Iron Gym, it caught my attention. You feel me? So with that being said, I was like, yo, this is cool. So, I was just looking it up, like Instagram, the website. At the time, I was like, shoot, like, I want to go see what it's all about. So, Uber, like that July, went straight over to the gym. And, on the way there, I recall talking to this older guy, and he was just like, pretty much just asked me, like, what do you want to do? You know what I mean? So I was like, hey, man, shoot, like, I just want to be able to, for one, I love working out. I love being able to just go over to the gym and work out. And, I'm actually trying to find a job, so I just moved back up here. So, and it was one of those things where it's just like, it was just cool. Like, it was raining too. So it was like, hey, I mean, hey, we gotta work something out, you know what I mean? Like, I see it through, a conversation. The guy was chill though, you know what I mean? So I was just great to have that conversation with him. And as he dropped me off, I had saw the building. I was like, whoa, like, this is amazing. Like, I'm like, to me, it was like one of the greatest things I saw that day. And when I had walked in, I was like, oh, like they have like those little like QR codes or like those bar scans on their phones. Like, they have this little app where like they scan in. I was like the YMCA in a way, but it's like through the outside. So it was like the first thing that I had to do was ring the bell, because they had a like bell for the door just in case. So one of the people that was working in there, let the door in, well, open the door for me. And, I pretty much was like, hey, I told her, hey, I mean, I'm kind of new up here, I just want to just, check out the gym and potentially, work over here too, because like I said, I was just, that very moment that I walked in, I was like, yo, it was like a playground to me. You don't understand. Like, it was just amazing. She pretty much just showed me around, like the barbells, the dumbbells, where people are hitting upper body, where people are hitting lower body. And it was like, as she was telling me, I'm looking around me, like, once again, it's like a playground to me. Cause it's like, I had been at the gym since left I had left campus that spring. So the last time it was like April, May of 2025. So I was like, yeah, I want to definitely, check this out, see how it's like up here. And, the very first thing I did was, and since I didn't want to take too much of my energy, I decided to, of course, work on upper body, worked the upper body. And I worked on biceps, chest, and then there was another one. I think that was also chest. It was like one with like the rope joints. But with that being said, I was over there, and I was, for one, the dumbbells. They're like metal. They're like metal. So it was just like they were heavier. So it was like, oh yeah, I definitely was getting a workout over there. I was definitely, like, yeah, like I'm definitely gonna get a workout. Like I already feel the pump. Like I'm only like maybe a set or two in. Feel the pump on the dumbbells. And I forgot how many sets I did, but if I had to guess, if I had to take a guess, it was probably like maybe four or five. No, maybe three or four. I mean, and maybe 12 to 15 repetitions. And with that being said, I had moved straight to chest, and not chest. I had moved to like the little Smith machines for chest. And I forgot what it was called, but they had like the barbells in there, and it's almost similar to like Planet Fitness, where it's like they had like the Smith machines with the barbells, and there's like a little seat. I had did like 50 pounds initially on each side. So thankfully, you know, since it was a Smith machine, I was able to kind of regulate. So I was able to just, you know, slowly move down and try to push my way back up a little bit. You know what I mean? So I definitely felt something around like my chest area. So it means that it works, of course. And with that being said, it was just like, after like maybe 3 or 4 sets, I was like, yo, this is really giving me a workout, you know. And then I moved straight to one of the other upper body machines where I was working out straight, like my chest straight, you know what I mean? So with my pecs particularly. And I did maybe a good 3 or 4 sets. If I like I said, I low-key forgot about how many sets, but I remember what I was doing. That's what I will say. But yeah, I was doing that. And then, matter of fact, while I was doing it, there was somebody behind me that realized that I could probably work on my form a little bit. And then on top of that, like the way it works, I'm pushing like straight with my own strength, not realizing there was a certain way to actually get the little handles to move. I'm low key, I forgot what they're called. I'm just going based off what I was seeing, but the little handles, mind you, I'm going based off pure strength alone. But he showed me where it's like I use my foot or my feet and push down, so I'm able to access the handles perfectly. And I was like, yo, okay, word, that makes sense. And it was easier, and I wouldn't have to burn myself out. You feel me? So yeah, with that being said, I pretty much did that, and it was just like it was amazing. Like at this point, I'm getting a sweat on. I'm getting an absolute sweat on. Like it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna continue on with the streak, you know, today, and just see what I can do before I head back out, you know, and go back home. And it was just like, this has to be. And then on top of that, like the music, it resembled me a lot. I remember it was this one YG joint in which I had to save to my phone like the day of. It was some Eminem. Who else? Yeah, I think that's all I could really remember. But really, the music just like the gym itself resembled me a lot. You know what I mean? So it was just like, I love this gym. You know, I love it. Like I definitely want to come back. I didn't come back though, because you know at that point, you know, August. At this point, it was like I'm getting, you know, a little bit more focused on school. I mean, which I should, of course. So I came back home. The very thing I remembered most was just like, wow, like that was one of the best gyms I ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? Like, and mind you, they have like, I would say campuses. You know, they got 2 buildings, and the one I went, it was like right close to where I lived. And then there was one in downtown. And so it was just like, wow, like I love how it is. I love the vibe. I love it. And they call it the Mecca. So that's why, or at least how I saw it, it's something about like the Mecca on like the little joints, you know. Feel free to correct me if I misread that. If you happen to research it. But anyways, so that's why I called it the Mecca. So with that being said, it's a very interesting thing knowing that I got to see different things, especially in like the gym lifestyle, you know, and of course reaffirming, you know, the amount of support that I've gotten and the amount of support that I see around people, you know, in terms of getting closer in building their health more, and just with that one person alone helping me, I was like, yeah, like that's the type of community that I want to, be in, where I'm I'm being helped and I help. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's really it for it. Um, so concluding this one, I appreciate y'all for listening. You know what I mean? And I really haven't did much story time like this before, and not recently. And so that being said, I just appreciate y'all for listening because I'm just trying to go back, in the past and really just immerse myself back in that position, pause. But once again, thank y'all there for listening. Thank y'all for supporting the podcast. Thank y'all for just being here and just listening, And I'm just gonna say this once more, like I said in the beginning. If y'all have a goal, go for it. Just know that God got you. Always remember to talk to him. You know what I mean? Read the Bible, journal. Just do whatever, but just know that he will never leave you or nor forsake you. And just know that keep your head up high. Keep going. Keep putting your foot forward. And just keep on grinding. You know what I mean? Like Bankroll Fresh said, RIP. Yeah, with that being said, it's your boy Cam Pringle with this Don't Trying to Dogs. I'll catch y'all soon.